healthcare cluster programs presentation. My name is Kerwin Flaherty. I'm a faculty member here at Central Texas College in the Office Technology Department. I'm going to talk to you guys today about some of our healthcare programs and a little bit of stuff about why you might want to go into healthcare, what kind of skills we're looking for, and then all of the different kinds of programs that we have here at Central Texas College. We have anything and everything that you can think of. We have a lot of programs here, so we're going to go over those, and then we'll have a little bit of Q&A time at the end if you guys want to ask some questions. But we'll just get right into it. So the first thing is why healthcare, right? Why do you want to go into healthcare? There's a ton of different reasons why, right? A big one is it's one of the fastest growing industries right now, for some reason that you may have heard of. But even before that, even before the pandemic, healthcare was a growth industry, and that means job security. So it's a great industry to go into for that. And right now there's an urgent demand for people in healthcare, in all fields of healthcare. So that's another really important reason to think about going into it, is that, again, it's that job security aspect. And with that job security comes good pay. Healthcare has some of the best pay and other incentives, like vacation time, when we're not in a pandemic, great vacation time, great health benefits frequently for people that work in healthcare. So it's a really good field for that. And then lastly, and I personally think this is the most important reason, is it gives you the opportunity to provide service to your community. And I think that's really important. And I think that if you come with that service mindset, you probably are a good fit for the healthcare industry. So moving along, what are the kinds of skills that you're going to need to work in healthcare? So when we talk about skills, especially from like in the education setting, we're usually talking about two types of skills. There are hard skills and there are soft skills, right? So when we say hard skills, we're talking about things that you learn specifically to do a specific job, right? So in healthcare, that might be, taking vitals, it might be taking blood, um, you know, uh, those kind of concrete physical tasks that you're going to learn how to do. It's a thing that you learn to do a specific job. Um, Now, the other type of skills that we talk about are called soft skills. And these are things that some people are born with. Some people just naturally have that sort of charismatic personality where they're able to interact with people, and maybe provide that emotional support that they need. And these are things that some people naturally have, but they are also skills that we can teach you. Um, but you have to want to learn them. And these are oftentimes the more difficult skills for people to learn. And so this is something to think about when you are thinking about what field you want to go into. Is what soft skills do you have? What skills match the field that you want to go into? And what hard skills do you want to learn? What do you enjoy doing? What do you want to learn how to do? And so these are two different things. And so I want you to keep that in mind when we go through these different programs. And we'll kind of talk about different skills and different mindsets that you can have for these different fields. So the programs that we have here at CTC are varied. You can probably see down there at the bottom of the screen all these different programs that we have, and we're going to go into each of these. And so one of the most popular that we have, of course, is our nursing program. Nursing is a vital part of the healthcare team. It really makes up one of the largest segments of the healthcare team. And here at Central Texas College, we have two different programs. So we have our licensed vocational nurse program, and then we have our registered nurse program. And these are two types of nurses. And if that's something that you're interested in, you can stick around. We'll go over the contact information for all these different programs here at the end. But nursing is definitely one of our most popular programs that we have here at the college. And if that's something that you're interested in, definitely reach out to us, and we can get you moving in the right direction. So up next, we also have our EMT Paramedic Program. The EMT Paramedic Program is also it's a great way to get your foot in the door. The EMT program is only a semester long. And so you can do that semester, and you can get into an ambulance, you can get into that bus and start working with patients, and you can kind of see if healthcare is something that's for you, if that direct patient contact, if that that sort of um, high stress but also very rewarding sort of career field is something that you're interested in. This is definitely something to look at. Um, if you're someone that likes the idea of healthcare, sort of you like learning about the human body and disease processes, but maybe you don't necessarily like working indoors all day. EMT paramedic is definitely something to think about. It's a very rewarding career field. This is kind of where I came from, so I speak fondly of it. Um, and then this is also, so we also have our mental health services and social work programs. Um, we have a couple of different programs. So we have our at-risk youth specialization. So if you want to work with kids and sort of help them maybe find a better path for themselves, this is definitely something to look at. And then the social work specialization is also something we offer, which that is you would have to transition from the college to a four-year college if that's what you want to do, if you want to go into social work. But you can start with us, do 2 years here, and then go down to the road to A&M, or find another school that fits your needs. But you can start with us, save that 20 or 30 grand that you would spend going to a four-year school, and then move down the road to finish out your degree. But social work, incredibly important. I think all of us have sort of seen uh, how important it is to have these resources in our community. And again, this is a really in-demand field right now. There's a strong need for social workers. And so the other two that we have are our chemical dependency specialization and then our community health worker. Um, Both of these incredibly important. Community health worker right now, um, that is something that is really becoming more professionalized in the last couple of years. When you hear about contact tracers, people that are out there sort of getting those numbers to report on what's going on with the pandemic and stuff. Those frontline workers, a lot of time, those are community health workers. Those are the people that are doing that work. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's definitely something to look at. uh, our MLT and phlebotomy programs. Again, this is so MLT and phlebotomy. When you're talking about doing those lab tests, you're drawing the blood. Um, you you're really an important part of that healthcare team that's enabling us to sort of have that contact and help people get the care that they need. Um, these programs are really great. We're going to talk about the histology program here shortly. Um, but uh, these are definitely, especially for as short as the programs are, really high paying positions that you can get doing these. Oh, hang on a sec. There we go. All right. So histology. Um, and this is a really this program is really important here at the college and to the state of Texas because we are one of the few colleges that has this program. Again, if you're somebody that really likes uh, sort of very technical aspects of anatomy and physiology and about cell biology, histology is definitely something that you should look into. It's much less patient contact. In fact, it's often no patient contact. Um, Compared to like if you're a paramedic or a nurse, but you still are an incredibly important part of the healthcare team. You just maybe might not enjoy talking to people as much, but they're really really an important part of the team. So this is where I'm this is where I teach at. This is our medical administrative support and our coding and billing programs. These are uh, great jobs because I'm sure a lot of you have become interested in the idea of remote work. These are jobs that are really that tailor themselves really well to remote work. Once you get a little bit of experience under your belt, you can often find some really well-paying jobs that allow you to work from home. They're also very flexible. But these jobs um, They require a lot of attention to detail. They're very meticulous. So if you have that high degree of attention to detail and you really like sort of solving puzzles and sort of learning the very specific rules about things, this is definitely something to think about, the coding and billing side. Um, and then administrative support, if you're somebody that enjoys um, sort of a very varied workday, it's definitely something to look at. You'll definitely end up with a lot of different tasks in a lot of different areas. And yeah, it also plays itself well to, you can work as a unit clerk or as a medical records tech. Um, those are also really important roles. Um, so this program. This is much like the social work program. You could start with us and then move to a four-year college. Um, the uh, Kinesiology Department is probably my favorite department uh, in the school. I really love those folks up there. Um, Even if you don't take any classes with them or you don't do a kinesiology degree, I highly recommend that you at least for one of your electives take a kinesiology class or take advantage of going up to the gym. It's free while you're a student here. Um, and like I said, all of the faculty up there are really, really wonderful people, and I really enjoy all of them. But if you are interested in kinesiology, um, you can definitely, just like with the social work, you can start with us, save that money, take advantage of our experienced and high quality faculty that we have here, and then move to a four-year college after you finish. But yeah, recreational therapy and physical therapy, again, really important jobs. You just need to continue your education after you spend some time here at CTC. Uh, the licensed massage therapy. Again, this is another best kept secret at the college. Um, this program recently was nationally accredited, which really was a lot of hoops for them to jump through to get that accreditation. But they're fully accredited now, so you can uh, enjoy that high degree of quality that the program offers. Um, I love these guys because when they're trying to do their clinical practice, um, they open up appointments and you can go enjoy a nice massage from some students that are just trying to get their clinical hours done, uh, which is really nice. Obviously, recently it's been a little more difficult to take advantage of that, but um, yeah, our massage therapy program is fantastic, and again, wonderful faculty over there. So these are some of our continuing ed programs. We have three continuing education programs. Um, so the clinical medical assistant, uh, also a great program. The thing about the continuing education programs, so these are not for credit programs, but they're also typically very intensive and very quick. So if you need something, if you're trying to reskill, if you're trying to try out a new career, if you're just looking for something to do um, quickly, these are definitely things to look at. Just be aware that these are through our continuing ed program. And so that's just something to keep in mind. But our clinical medical assistant program, quite good. It's a very short program. You can finish in 5 months or so. Um, and then the veterinary assistant program, also relatively quick. If you're somebody that maybe doesn't care for people as much and you want to work with animals, that's definitely something to look at. Um, and then lastly, our pharmacy tech program, which pharmacy is such an important part of healthcare that kind of gets overlooked sometimes. Um, and providing those medications to people, and also, as many of you are probably aware, they're part of any important vaccination program. The pharmacy is going to play a big role in that. So I recommend that pharmacy program as well. So we're going to go through the contact information real quick for the different departments. So up first here we have the Department of Health Sciences. So that's our nursing program. That's the EMT program, massage therapy, and phlebotomy and MLT programs. The contact info is on the screen there, so you can record that as you need. But also, if you go to the Department of Health Sciences website, you'll find all this information there. So definitely go to the CTC website, and you'll be able to find all this contact info there as well. So that's them. We have the mental health services department here. Um, Something I forgot to mention about the mental health services program is uh, while you're a student here at Central Texas College, you can also take advantage of our behavioral health um, services that we provide to students as well. So um, you can also contact them at this email address if you need to take advantage of that. I know that the stress has been very high for a lot of people lately, so definitely something to keep in mind if you need a little bit of extra help. This is our department. Um, Off or my department rather. If you need to contact us about anything, feel free, and I'll have my contact info up here shortly as well, and you can contact me directly. Kinesiology, um, they're just up at the gym. That's where they're probably the smartest people here on staff. The rest of us have to wear monkey suits, and they get to go to class in sweatsuits. Um, so, but yeah, definitely keep them in mind and go check the gym out. They're open right now. It's very clean up there. Take one of their electives if you have the room in your schedule. I recommend it. And then our continuing education department, and they have tons of other programs too. So I recommend looking at their website for looking at them on the website for all the other things that they offer. Um, Maybe once you finish here, they have hobby classes. I think that they offer um, like a pottery class. Like they have all kinds of stuff up there. So definitely check them out. This is my contact information. Any students that are watching right now, feel free to, if you have any trouble finding information or you just need some advice on what classes to take, um, definitely feel free to reach out to me directly. You can email me. That's usually the best way to get a hold of me, or you can call me. Um, I'm just not in my office a ton these days, so it might take me a little bit longer to get back to you that way. But definitely reach out to me, and I will help you get to where you want to go. Even if you're not taking classes with office technology or whatever, if you're looking for nursing or whatever, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll definitely get you in contact with the right person. So that's my contact info. And then yeah, we have questions now. Any questions in the chat or any students that or potential students that have any thoughts?
I don't
Any?
see any questions coming through on chat here in WebEx, but obviously somebody was about to say something.
Yeah. So we have somebody on Facebook that is, kind of making a comment about the earnings in the healthcare field and
Hmm.
how, yeah, they seem like they're horrible compared to what they should be, maybe. Is that something that based on your experience and what you have known, is that something that's still the case, or have those numbers changed at all, especially since the pandemic?
So it's really difficult to say because we have to use Department of Labor statistics, and so obviously those numbers don't reflect the most recent data. I could tell you from my wife actually works right here at Advent Health here in Colleen. Um, I know that their salary has increased quite a bit in recent years. Um, when she worked in South Austin at South Austin Medical Center, their compensation went up pretty significantly. Um, I could say that across the board, just due to the demands on the healthcare field right now, it is a buyer's market. If you are someone that is trying to get hired right now, you can kind of set your own terms a lot of times because people are in such high demand that they're having to pay contractors, 2 and 3 times what a regular full-time employee will make, and so it makes a lot more sense for them to pay somebody a couple more bucks an hour than it is for them to hire a contractor that they're going to have to pay much more. So those rates have changed significantly, but again, we're sort of bound by reporting what DOL reports. So
Erwin, is that also true for the medical office technology?
absolutely. So across the board, so within clinics and stuff too, I know that places are just hurting so bad for people that they're really increasing compensation to sort of meet that demand. they're looking at paying people more money, and then they're also looking at I know that something that has changed significantly is the benefits packages. So I think that a lot of people now expect more than having a single week off a year. Um, and so that's sort of one of the things that people have been asking more for is like, well, maybe you can't pay me more, but maybe I can get, you know, 2 or 3 weeks off instead of just the, one that you get at a lot of places or none in some places. So that's definitely something that's shifting as well as the benefits packages are sort of becoming more negotiable. And that's one of the things that we do in Office Technology and our Career Center. If you need practice interviewing or how to negotiate that salary, um, our the Career Center definitely offers advice on how to do that stuff, and I highly recommend you contact them, and they'll do mock interviews with you and sort of teach you how to make those asks when you're in the interview and how to sort of negotiate that, because it really does come down to you know asking sometimes, because they're trying to pay you as little as possible because that's what they want to do. So you have to learn how to sort of advocate for yourself.
They also have access to a lending closet if you
Yes.
or students.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know how familiar
our
you are.
career center is really a resource that people do not take advantage of enough. I highly recommend that because so if you're working on your resume, you can actually send it to the career center and they'll help you polish it and sort of get it up to industry standard as well, which is something that I highly recommend that people do as well because it's so a lot of times it's your only impression that you get to make with a company is that resume. Um, and interviewing as well, that is a totally separate skill set from whatever it is that you do. If you're a nurse or if you're, a phlebotomist or, if you're an astronaut, um, your skill set is not based on interviewing. That's a totally different thing that you do that's outside of your normal job. And so getting reps in and practicing is really important, especially when you're on that job hunt. Oop.
Well, I don't have anything else on Facebook, but I really want to say thank you for the person that made the comment because it's really relevant to what's going on right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's very important, and I think that uh, being real about stuff like that, I think it's very important as well. And thinking about that when you start your career is really important. Trying to figure out what your time is worth and uh, putting that into your mind from the beginning of how you're going to go about your job hunt is really important. And then figuring out what skills you need to match what your value is and sort of figuring that out and acquiring those skills. And that's what we do. That's what the school's here for is to help you do the things that you want to do. And we want to get you going where you're going to go.
So
Okay, I have no other questions.
All right. Again, let me go back a slide. If anybody does have any questions, if there's something that we didn't cover while we were here, absolutely reach out to me. My phone is in my pocket 24/7. I take my laptop on on vacation. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll try to help you out as much as possible. And again, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak today. And I hope everybody has a great day.
awesome. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you to everybody. If you are able to only watch a portion of this and you are interested in watching it again, it will also be posted later on today or at the latest tomorrow in our YouTube channel. So please feel free to go to the Central Texas College YouTube channel and you can rewatch it. And again, if you have questions, just let us know. We'll do anything that we can to help you so that you can feel comfortable coming to school or figuring out what career path it is that you need to follow and how to make it there. I want to say a special thank you to Kerwin Flaherty, our professor, who has taken his time and made an excellent presentation for us. And to all those that are here in our room, also participating, our virtual room. Thank you very much for making this happen. We really appreciate your time and your efforts. And I hope everybody has a great day.